Hi guys, today me and Ruby are going solo. My husband's not with us today. My mum is kind of around. We're not going very far today. Obviously, as anyone who does driving knows, you shouldn't go out without a groom. I would definitely not go out without a groom on the road. Okay, good girl. But along these private tracks that we have kind permission to use, and across the fields, we do tend to go it alone, mainly because my bum is quite big and it's a bit of a job to fit me and my husband on the cart. So yeah, we go it alone, and you know what, it's actually really good for the confidence of both you and the pony, because you learn that you don't need to rely on someone else. You learn how to react to situations when it's just you and the pony, and it's really useful because obviously, whilst you should always, good girl, have a groom with you, there are instances, for example, if your groom happens to become unwell or fall off the cart, or you know, if there is a scenario where suddenly your groom has to jump off and it's just you and the pony, you do need to know how to control them by yourself. I wouldn't recommend doing it in a four-wheeler, but with this two-wheeler I feel very confident and comfortable driving her on my own. And another useful thing that I'm going to show you guys in a minute, walk on, good girl, is how we open gates. I uploaded a short clip on my YouTube channel a couple of months back, I think, from last year, where we were opening a gate just by ourselves, but I thought I'd do another clip where I kind of show it you again and maybe talk you through it a little bit. Walk on, good girl. Now, when I first began driving her, I would actually walk down here myself and open the gate before we harnessed up, so that it was already open. But then I realised, you know, there are going to be scenarios where I'm going to have to get off and open a gate, or get off and, you know, go to her head anyway, for the exact reasons that I've already specified. So, you know, it's always worth practicing these things, especially like here, we're not near a road. It's minimal risk, and that's what we want. Hang on, good girl, welcome, and stand. Good girl. As long as a duck doesn't fly out of the river, we should be fine. And stand. Stand. Now, we haven't practiced this for about a year. Stand. No eating. Stand. Good girl. Now, as you can see, I've dismounted properly, which is facing into the cart, because that way, if she was to suddenly move off quickly, I wouldn't fall backwards. I would be able to hop straight back in and regain control. And as you can just see, hopefully on the camera, I've looped my reins how they're supposed to be done, so that I can just pull them free. Ruby's taking advantage of the situation. Okay. To have a bit of a snack. Yeah. Good girl. And stand. 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 Good girl. Stand. Yes. Now we're going to pull this so that the reins are now free. Stand. She's a little bit excitable today. Stand. 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 Good girl. And on. Right. Now, normally I would have made her wait for a couple of seconds as I got on, but I didn't want her to go that way, because okay, it wouldn't have been very good for her, all the tyres. Okay. Yeah, don't have a snack. But that was still very good, considering we haven't practiced that for like a year. So that's still very good. And she did it pretty calmly as well. And obviously, you know, practice makes perfect. She can be better than that. Again, like I said, we haven't done this for a while, so you know, it all comes together, you know, and I'm not gonna admonish her for that because that was still pretty good. Okay. And that's kind of what you should expect probably from a pony that's never done it before. She has done it before, as I said, but it's been a while. Okay. Now you'll notice that she's kind of sped up a little bit here, and that's because she knows that we usually have a trot down here. But the reason I'm not making her trot down here today, or at least in this direction, is because I don't want her to anticipate it, and because we are so limited as to where we can drive, obviously, oh, good girl, obviously I do tend to trot and canter in the same places all the time, and that's not good, because I need her to not anticipate what pace we're going to use, because there may be a time when I really need her to slow down and she doesn't. Welcome. Good girl. So it's always good for us to practice going a bit slowly, and also it's useful as a warm-up as well. Welcome. We don't want to go straight into charging mode, because as with humans and as with any riding horse, a driving horse also needs to warm up. Hand on. Good girl. And if you notice that I'm zigzagging a little bit, it's because the ground isn't actually quite as flat as it looks on the camera. Good girl. Well done. And I don't really want her to put the tyre in a hole. Yeah, look, big pile of twigs. Good girl. So yeah, that's what we do. Good girl. Hand on. You'll notice that I am driving two-handed. As I've said in previous videos, I personally struggle with holding the reins in one hand due to my minor disability. I am working on it, but being as we haven't actually driven that much this year so far, I'm just sticking to two-handed while I get my bearings. And you know, it's all about what's safer. You know, it might not be the done thing. Obviously there are certain safety aspects that are better if you do hold the reins in a coachman style in one hand. Obviously that leaves one hand free for the whip or to make hand gestures to motorists and things like that. Welcome. Don't be cheeky. But for me, I feel like I'm safest right now to be using two hands. At least then I've got full control. I'm not really bothered about what it looks like as long as we're safe. That's the main thing, right? Good girl. And considering she's only been driven once in this field this year, well, in the last 6 months really, she is doing really well. She's not getting too excited, and that's exactly what we want. And in a minute, when we get on the straight bit, I'm going to ask her for a little trot. And I better not say that too loudly because she knows exactly what that word means. Good girl. The ground's a little bit... Hey! Come on, you didn't do that last time. Showing me up on video. She always does this. If I ever forget the camera, she doesn't put hoof wrong. It's like she's just deliberately trying to show me up. Silly girl. Then again, we are driving on what is essentially a giant salad, so it's a bit like me walking through a field of Domino's pizza, you know, so I can't really blame her. Yep. We don't want to run over the wood. There we go. And yeah, you didn't need a lot of encouragement, did you? And also, while we're trotting, I like to take this opportunity to kind of have a look at how all my harness is working. At this point, when we're trotting and even when we're walking, if something's loose, we can actually see if something's going to come loose, and then I'll know to kind of get off and sort it out. So, you know, always use the opportunity. Don't just watch the world go by. You can do that. Good girl. But you also want to make sure that everything's fitting correctly. Fly nearly went in my mouth then. And walk. girl. And you'll notice that when I give her a command, Ruby's head kind of tilts to the side like she's listening. That's her thing, you know. Most horses just flick an ear, but with her she's like, are you sure, mum? Are you sure, mum? Because I'm ready. Welcome. Good girl. We're not going to trot here because it's a little bit bumpy. Hand on. Good girl. Hand on. Good girl. That's it. Good girl. Whoop. That was my fault. Nearly went in the hole. Hand on. There's a massive bird over there. I don't know what it is. Probably a red kite or something. Good girl. Hey. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, we're going to canter in this direction today. Usually we canter back. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. And good girl. That's it, good girl. Well done. There's a bit of a bump there, Rubes. And up. And walk. And walk. Well done. Walk. Good girl. And we've got to turn around here because it gets a little bit boggy down here. And we don't want that, do we? Hey, left, left. Shh. Don't take advantage. Walk, left, walk. Good girl. Walk until I tell you to. Walk, walk. Good girl. Well done. Clever pops until I tell you. Good girl. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. And walk, and walk, and walk, and walk, and walk, and walk. Good girl. Walk. Clever pops. Walk. Walk. Good girl. It always gets a little bit excited because we haven't done it in a while. Walk, walk, and stand. But she will stand, so that's always useful. And on. Walk and stand. She will stand, so that's always good. And on. Good girl. Walk. And the thing is, I will let her go a bit faster, but only when she's done what I want her to do. Walk. That's a good girl. Walk. Walk. Good girl. That's better, isn't it? Clever poppet. Left. Well done. Clever poppet. That's what we want. Yeah, now like I said, she's usually a bit more responsive than that. But considering we haven't done this for so long, I think she is really good. Yeah, you are. Could have been worse. Definitely could have been worse. And a lot of people actually say you shouldn't canter in a two-wheeler, and I really don't see why not. I mean, obviously, if you wanted to do some of like the marathon obstacles, or like going around cones and stuff like they do in scurry driving competitions, then you would need a four-wheeler in order to make those tight turns. But if you're just going in a straight line and you're making wide turns, I really don't see why you can't canter in a two-wheeler, because I mean, people did it in the old days, and you know, as long as the ground's okay, I really don't see why not, because in my opinion there's actually less that can go wrong in a two-wheeler than there can in a four-wheeler. So, and I personally wouldn't ever canter in a four-wheeler if I couldn't already canter in a two-wheeler. So yeah, I just see it as the safer option personally. But you know, everyone does it differently. Good girl. I know you got itchy head. Good girl. Everyone does it differently, and ultimately my method might not work for someone else, and vice versa. It's about knowing your horse, knowing your limitations, and not taking stupid risks. It's like this weekend I was actually planning on taking Ruby on the road in the cart for the first time, but my husband wasn't able to come up today, and therefore I decided that I wasn't going to risk it. You know, as much as I am dying to just go, you know, whether I'm with someone or not, you know, I'm not going to take that stupid risk. I want someone with me on the road. Not only is it the done thing, not only would it probably invalidate insurance if I didn't have someone with me, but why should I take an unnecessary risk, you know? And it's like me driving on my own now. It's just me and her. My mum's not that far away, but she, you know, she's way too far away to actually be able to do anything in the event of an emergency. But I've basically taken steps. I know the ground, I know this area, I know there's nothing else and no one else that can potentially cause a problem, and I've practiced many times getting her to stand still and hopping in and out of the cart, little things like that. And that's another reason why my little getting her to let me get off and open the gate is really useful, because again, if I really need to get off the cart and get to her head quickly, walk, good girl, then this is all really good training. And I would rather teach these things in a safe, controlled environment like today than and never need to use those things. Left, good girl, hand on, well done. Yeah, I'd rather teach it and never need to use it, and have it in our repertoire, than need it and I've never practiced it before and it could all go horribly wrong. I mean, it could all go horribly wrong anyway. Horses are unpredictable, and situations sometimes are beyond our control, but at least if we've practiced it, then that gives us a fighting chance. That's the way I see it personally. Good girl, well done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the gate open for now, because it's a bit of a bugger to shut. But what I'll do is, once I've untacked her and put her away, I'll take one of the other ponies out for a walk and I'll come and shut the gate then. So I'm not leaving it open for the farmer. I do come back and shut it. And as you can see, even though we've got all this field, I mean, it's a little bit left, good girl, it's a little bit soggy anyway, but I don't go running off all over his fields, because he knows that I use it, and he's very, very kind, and I don't want to take the piss. I always drive on the edge of the field, and obviously when he has livestock in here, I don't come in here. Not only is that risky from a safety point of view, but I wouldn't want to disrespect the farmer. Hand on, good girl. Hand on, good girlie. She's not actually trying to eat. I thought she was initially, but she's actually trying to rub her head, because there's a few midges about today. Left, left, yeah, we can't go down that bit. Good girl. And right. Good girl. Well done. Good girl. Clever poppet. And not too fast, not too fast. Left, 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 left. Hand on. Just a little jog. That's it. It's actually a bit bumpier down here than it looks. Hand on. Good girl. Whoa, whoa. That's it. Nice and gentle. Left. Left. There we go. Good girl. Well good girl. Left. Go. And walk. Walk. Good girl. Walk. Good girl. Walk. And what I'm going to do, so that she has a decent cool down, I'm going to take her up the other lane, which isn't a grass track, which should hopefully calm her down a little bit. Although I do always take her for a little walk and a munch afterwards, so that she has a chance to have a leg stretch and have a little treat, you know, chill out, which she really enjoys. Good girl. Welcome. And I think there's actually some vehicles down the other lane. Welcome. Good girl. But we're going to go down there anyway, and hopefully we'll have somewhere to turn around. But it will be a good positive experience for us to be able to go near some vehicles without actually welcome. Good girl. Without actually being on a road. Welcome. Good girl. And hopefully this kind person will open the gate for us. Good girl. Well done. Welcome. Well done. Right. Good girl. Welcome. Welcome. Good girl. Hiya. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Come on. Thank you very much. Come on, slow coach. Come on, girl. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Good girl. Walk on. Walk on. We're going this way. Hand on. Walk on. Walk on. Good girl. Come on. Come. She's a little bit confused now, because usually after we've been down that track we would go home. Come on. Walk on. So she's a little bit confused now, but that's why we're doing it, so that she learns not to always expect the expected, but to also expect the unexpected. Welcome. And there's always somebody throwing something in the river when we go over the bridge. But never mind, it's good training. Welcome. What's the matter, Rubes? She was hoping for another blast, I think. She's a bit depressed now. Oh, if we had a big enough bit of land, mate, we'd go a bit faster, but considering you don't get driven every day like we want to do, I think it's alright. I mean, we go on walks and do long reining, and you know, she's fit and everything, but hand on. Good girl. But obviously, welcome. That's it. G yourself up a little bit. There we go. But obviously we don't want to overdo it too much, which is why we don't mind a little bit of a blast, but we don't want to go too crazy, do we? Hang on. Oh, Rubes. Anyone would think you were depressed. Hang on. Anyone would think she was struggling to pull me at this point now that she's slowed down this much. Yeah, right. You guys are my witness. You've just witnessed her practically go into a gallop. Well, almost. It was a fast canter anyway. So, right. Good girl. So you know that she's not struggling to pull my fat bum around. And at least they've got their dogs on a lead, which is good. Yep. Good girl. Again, I'm having to zigzag along this path a little bit. Otherwise I'll put the tyre up there. That's it. Good girl. And on. Oh, and they're actually moving out the way for a change. Usually people go on both sides of us. Head on. Head on. Good girl. She's like, no, wait, come back. Good girl. Left, left, left. Good girl. Well done. Welcome. Go on. Good girl. Hang on. Go on, Pops. Good girl. Hiya. Good girl. Good girl. Well done. We're just going to go down there and turn round. Come on, you. Good girl. Walk on. Clever girl. Well done. That's it. Clever, Pops. We were going to go a bit straight on, but I decided we'll go down here for a change. Well, let's say a change. It's probably a bit easier for me to turn around down here anyway. You want one last little trotty? No? Oh, Ruby, she's like, I've give up now. I can't go for my blasts, so what's the point in life anymore? So dramatic. Somebody's left their license plate in the hedge. Deary me. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Come on, little jig jog. You don't have to turn your head to the left, you know. I'm not even pulling you. Left, 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 left. We're not going in the trees, Rubes. She always forgets. Left. She always forgets that we've got a cart on board, because usually I let her walk there. She always tries to get a bit too close to the trees. No, she doesn't like trotting over this bit, but I'll make her do it on the way back. I don't want her to get too excitable anyway. I just thought she might like a bit of a jog. And you notice how the head went up. It's because I said and again she slows down because she's listening. It just lets her know that there's a command coming, which is always good. Good girl. And now we're going to try and execute one of my famous turns, and whoa, and left. One of my famous 3-point turns. Left. Good girl. And right. 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 And right. Good girl. Whoa. Till I say. Till I say. And pop. Good girl. Just a little one. And trot. Good girl. Good girl. And we might even just go over the bridge. Good girl. Just to mix things up a little bit. Instead of turning left all the time. I sound like a chicken. Good girl, and whoa. walk. And in a minute I'm going to confuse you even more because we're going to go right, aren't we? Oh, you want to go right for a change, do you? Right? Right. Right, right, right. Good girl. Doesn't hesitate then. I think it's because she secretly doesn't want to go back. And up we go over the bridge and... Good girl. Bit bumpy down here, isn't it? And walk. Good girl. Walk on. Good girlie. Nice little cool down for you. Now the question is, do we turn up there or do we turn here? What do you reckon? I think we'll go a little bit further. Might as well make the most of it. Not much point harnessing you up if we're only going to go around the field and back, is there? Hey? Walk on. Oh, at least we've been in different directions today and we've not just followed the normal route. It's good practice, isn't it, Rubes? Walk on. Walk on. And left. Left, left, left. Yeah, not left that way. Left this way. There we go. And we'll just make sure nothing's coming. And... That's it. Little trot. And walk. That's it. Now this is the turn that I really cock up sometimes. Oh, she's listening. There's things going on, Rubes, behind the hedge, isn't there? Welcome. Mum's probably wondering where the hell we've gone now. And dog. Good girl. Welcome. Oh, if only we could go up the hill and round the village, mate. But we'll wait until the hubby is available. Hang on. Not worth the risk, is it, girl? Walk on. She even knows that we're going to turn here. I can tell. Now, we turned right when we did the last turn, didn't we? So I think if we do a left turn, that would probably be better, wouldn't it? And right. We'll go right a little bit here. And right. Oh, really, Rubes? It's a hole. And left. Left, left, left. Come on, don't cock it up. Left. Really, we didn't want to be turning all the way up here. Left. Because I confused you a little bit, innit? Left. Probably would have been better to do it that way, actually, thinking about it, wouldn't it? Good girl. Well done. Really? She's like, really, mother? Don't we have to? Practice my two-handedness. One-handedness, even. Which is probably why she's a bit confused now, because my reins ain't as good. Never mind. Come on. Good girl. That's it. Nice little trot. Good girl. Good girl. And walk. And walk. Good girl. Walk on. Good girl. And left. There we go. Good girlie. Come on, walk on. Well done. That's it, pretty lady. Walk on. Good girl. Well done. Good girlie. Walk on. Yeah, don't stop. Walk on. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl.
Yeah, a bit rougher.
Hang on. Well done. Good girl. Well done. Good girl. Good girl. Hiya.
Hi.
Good girl. Well done. Good girl, understand. Good girl, well done. Good girl.
Just to let you know, our dogs might bark.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you for letting me know, though. Much appreciated. And on. Good girl. And on. That was nice of them, wasn't it, Rubes? Hmm? And left. Right, I'm going to turn the camera off now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed watching mine and Ruby's adventure for today, and hopefully you guys learnt something hopefully of use to you. So yeah, please like and subscribe. Feel free to comment below if you enjoyed the video and what you'd like to see us do next. Left. Good girl. And thank you for watching. Bye.